This video is just a few tips on getting through Christmas time. Some of you might fret a little bit about getting out of your routine or possibly putting on a bit of weight. I think this is going to happen at this time of the year. Like any other time of the year though, it depends on what you do with it. So if you do have a Christmas where you feel like you've eaten a bit too much or drank too much, it's just important when you get through it all, I guess, or when you get back into your normal sort of working weeks, that you just get straight back into it. So I think number one is have some fun and don't beat yourself up too much. Tip number two, if I were you and you do hope to get some training in, I would try and get it done in the morning. Okay, so if you're catching up with family or friends, or things just seem to pop up over the Christmas and New Year's period where you might just get an invite out or whatever, I think it's best just to get yourself done before all those things happen. Personally, I will try and get most of my training or movement done in the morning. Now, it doesn't have to be too complex, but if you just want to keep yourself moving, get it done in the morning. Number three, I think we understand how important the walks are, and they're just not important from a health point of view. I think it's pretty important for your head and clearing your mind. Nonetheless, try and get those 10,000 steps in as often as you can. I think after some of the big meals that you might be having, or some of the hopefully lovely evenings that we might come across, try and go for a walk after dinner. If you've, again, had a bit too much to eat or to drink, just go out with the friends, with the family, or get the kids on the scooter, whatever, just go out for a walk. You're going to feel a whole lot better for it. So number four, I would suggest trying to balance out some of your indulgences. It's again, it's tricky. It depends on what you want to get out of your rest or Christmas period. Again, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much if you put on a bit of weight, but if you're trying to balance things out, which I feel it's a whole balancing game anyhow, I would say try and get some fresh veg in as often as you can and keep some of your meals simple. And I'm talking like, getting some fresh broccoli in, not just salad stuff as well, getting lots of color on your plate, almost treat that as a meal, and of course getting lots of water in at the same time. Number five is try and get in a couple of strength sessions per week. So they don't have to be too long. You could just spend 15 minutes doing a couple of strength sessions. Look, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Let your body have a bit of a rest. But other than that, you could just do some sort of leg pattern, some sort of push pattern, where you're doing some push-ups or something like that. A row if you can. We've all done our rows before, like some form of inverted row, or single dumbbell row, or a bent over barbell row. Doing some hip lifts to get into your glutes, and maybe some core work. You've done your planks, you've done your hollows before. If you're a bit lost, you just look it up on the YouTube channel or in our group on Facebook, and you'll find plenty there. Number six, I reckon for some of you, it would be worth trying to get into a better routine of sleep. So try and work on your sleep over this time, or just get plenty of rest in when you can. I enjoy naps when I can get them. I know I'll be having the odd power nap where I can. Again, it's one of those things, like I know some of you might be a bit more under the sort of night owl sort of side of things. Nonetheless, look, if you're going to bed at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night usually, and you want to try and work on that, maybe just try and practice scaling it back by 15 minutes, get yourself back into a better routine so you're all prepped up when you return back to work and getting back into the usual 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you might be doing. Number seven, guys, last point. I think it might be worth some of you actually plotting out what you can do to improve your 2023. Now, what I mean by that, guys, is just, it is really easy for the days just to keep shooting by and we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Think of it this way. If you want to see a different result, whether it be from a weight loss point of view, a training point of view, or just even showing up to training, sleep, all that sort of stuff, you've got to do something differently, quite clearly. So you've got to work out what do you need to do that? Just that small change. That small change could mean a lot for the next 12 months. So sit down, do a bit of a plan, see what you can work out. It might not work out how you wanted it to be, but nonetheless, it is an exercise, as we've spoken about. You try things, you might fail, but the important thing is to try first of all.